Welcome in Karibuni to Aroma of Zanzibar. Today I'm going to make shakshuka, which is basically eggs that are poached in spicy tomato sauce. For my tomato sauce, I'm going to use a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of cumin powder, half a teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of fresh ginger and garlic paste, a handful of fresh coriander leaves, cilantro, a medium-sized onion, and about 4 medium-sized fresh ripe tomatoes. Now over medium heat, I've got my pan ready here, and I'm using about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And just add my onions, and I'm just going to saute these for a couple of minutes. You can use red onions or you can use white onions, it's all right. And then after that, I add all the spices. Now the spices, like any other dish, the intensity, you can control that, okay? If you want it too high or you want it too low, please go ahead, increase or decrease accordingly. Okay, make sure the spices are well cooked before you add the fresh ginger and garlic paste. And then you just want to saute this for a couple of minutes. Please make sure you do not burn the garlic. And after that, I add all the tomatoes. And I'm just going to cook the tomatoes for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, until they are very well cooked and they're soft and tender. And they look something like this. Now, if your sauce is a little bit dry, you can add some water. I added about a quarter cup of water. Now this recipe is very, very flexible. You can add more tomatoes, you can add more onions, you can put whatever seasoning that you like. Now shakshuka is a breakfast dish that is served in many North African countries as well Middle Eastern countries. Okay, so I'm just adding the salt. Now, if your tomatoes have too much acidity, please go ahead and add a little bit of sugar to cut down the acidity. And I like to add some green chilies. This is supposed to be a spicy tomato sauce, but you don't have to make it too spicy. And I also like to add mushrooms. This is not part of the recipe. This is my own way of doing it, okay? So if you want to do mushrooms, go ahead. If you don't want, it's optional, okay? And I like also to use my cilantro. I love the flavors and the aromas of the cilantros in a dish. So you just want to saute it again for a couple of minutes. And now comes the most fun part. If you know me by now, you know that I love colors. And I love to add my touch of colors everywhere. And this is one of the dish. So bell pepper is optional, okay? This is my way of doing it. And they look beautiful. So just going to crack the eggs into the bell peppers. And we're going to poach these eggs on this sauce. Just cover it. And this should take about 4 to 5 minutes. Now see how beautiful these are. My eggs are very well poached. And now I'm ready to serve. You can serve it with, I guess, pita bread or French bread or whatever bread that you want. All right. So let's see how beautiful our eggs are. And the yellows and the greens and the reds on the side. Anyway, thank you so much. For more recipes, please visit me at Aroma of Zanzibar, and please find all the ingredients and measurement in the description box below.